Good morning, children. Today we are going to discuss about vegetative propagation, another method, vegetative propagation that artificial vegetative propagation, another method. What is another method? That is called layering. We are discussing about layering. Layering in layering the roots are artificially the roots are artificially induced on the stem okay, this is important. Next, branches induced on the stem branches, okay, before they are before they are before they are detached from the detached from the very important, detached from the parent plant for propagation. Layering is done by layering is layering is done by, very important, two common methods. Two common methods. Number one, what is called mound layering. And another one, what is that? Air layering. Mound layering and air layering. Now, mound layering we will discuss. What is mound layering? We will discuss today. Mound layering can be induced by bending branch to the ground and covering it with moist soil. This is important. Moist soil. Okay. The apical portion of this branch. The apical portion of this branch is left exposed to air, which develops leaves. Which develops leaves. The part below, very very important, the soil below the soil develops the part below the soil develops adventitious, what do you call adventitious adventitious roots, adventitious roots, adventitious roots. The layered branch, adventitious roots. The layered branch, the layered branch. This is important. The layered branch is then separated from is then separated from is then separated from the parent plant, separate from the parent plant, and it grows into an independent plant, Layering is practiced in the layering is practiced in plants like jasmine. Layering is practiced in the plants like jasmine and magnolia. Okay, children, this is important. So here see the diagram. This is a picture, right? So this picture will be like this. Okay, like this. So now the branch will be like this. So now here this particular part, this branch shows the roots like this. Okay, this is what we called mound layering. These are called what roots? Come on, adventitious roots. Adventitious. What do you call these roots? Adventitious roots. Okay, it is mound layering. Which one? Mound layering. This is important, right? So observe very carefully, children. We are discussing vegetative propagation, artificial. Yesterday, natural we discussed. What are the natural? You know very well, rhizomes in ginger, corms, banana, bulbs, onion, tuber, potato, sucker, mint, stolen, strawberry, like that. Yesterday we discussed, right? Today we are going to discuss about vegetative propagation, artificial vegetative propagation. In that cutting we discussed yesterday. Today we are going to discuss layering. In layering, the roots are artificially induced on the stem branches. Before they are detached from the parent plant for propagation. So artificially induced on the stem branches before the detaching from the parent for propagation. Layering is done by two common methods, mound layering and air layering. Mound layering can be induced by bending. What we are doing? Bending the branch to the ground and covering it with moist soil. What you are doing? Bending is there or not? So bending the main branch and covering it with the moist soil. The apical portion of this branch is left exposed to air. Left exposed to the air, which develops leaves. The part below the soil, develops adventitious roots. The layered branch is then separated from the parent plant and it grows. Then it is separated from parent plant, then it grows independent plant. Layering is practiced plants like this kind of layering practiced where? Example, jasmine and magnolia. So the apical portion of this branch is left exposed to the air. The part below the soil will be how the roots, advances roots. See now like this, the bended, then we will be what you call cutted this one. This will become a what you call new plant. That will become a new plant. So this kind of layering is called what do you call this kind of layering is called mound layering. What do you call mound layering? So next one we are discussing about air layering. We are discussing about mound layering. We discussed. Now we are going to discuss about layering. That is another layering, air layering. What is we are going to discuss? Next one is air layering. Air layering. Okay, observe very carefully, children. We are discussing air layering. Air layering. So, a part of aerial branch. A part of aerial branch. Aerial branch. A part of aerial branch is scrapped. Is scrapped. The scrapped part is the scrapped part. The scrapped part is okay wrapped with okay wrapped with damp mud. Next one, a polythene or plastic sheet. Polythene or plastic sheet is used to cover the mud. Cover the mud in order to prevent very important, in order to prevent water loss. In order to prevent which one? Water loss. Next, water may be sprinkled. Water may be sprinkled. Okay, water may be sprinkled over the wrapped mud. Over the wrapped mud. Okay, mud at intervals. To keep it moist. Okay, children. After few weeks, what will happen? You check it. After few weeks, okay, we are discussing after few weeks. Okay, after few weeks, the roots emerge out. Okay, emerge out from. Okay, very important, from the scrapped part of the stem. From the what is called scrapped part of the stem. This is important. Okay, at this stage the stem with newly developed newly developed root system. Newly developed which one? Root system is removed. Is removed from the okay from the parent stem from the parent stem from the parent stem to be planted in soil. Several plants examples: jasmine, strawberry, okay, guava, lemon, china rose, okay, next bougainvillea, bougainvillea, this is important, okay, bougainvillea. Next, several other can be grown this method like this. Some other can be grown in this method. Okay, children, see the picture, you will understand. This is the plant, right? Like this, branches will be there. So this one branch, the leaves will be like this. Okay. So now here what I am doing in this particular stem. Okay, in this particular stem, we are making what? One graft. So it will be as usual normal only. Later what will happen? Damp soil. This is damp soil. Okay, damp soil covered with polythene, bag. Okay. So then here what will happen? Roots will be formed after some time. Okay, this one. So this is example of which one? Air layering. Okay, children, listen carefully. We are discussing air layering. It's a part of aerial branches scrapped. So scrapped. The scrapped part is wrapped with damp mud. The scrapped part is damp mud. A polythene or plastic sheet is used to cover the mud in order to prevent the water loss. Water may be sprinkled over the wrapped mud at intervals, keep it moist. So like this, we are first what we are doing? Scrapping. Then we are covering with the which one? The mud we are covering on the stem. After few weeks, roots emerge out from the, after few weeks, what will happen? Roots emerges from out the scrapped part of the stem. At this stage, the stem with newly developed root system is removed. So then this part will be removed and what you call from the parent stem to be planted in soil. So this part will be planted in soil. Again it will become new plant. Okay, new plant like that it will be formed. Where we can see this kind, we will see in the jasmine, we will see in the strawberry, we will see guava, lemon, china rose, bougainvillea. This kind of what we will see, this kind of air layering will be there. Okay, children, what we are doing? Scrapping the part of the stem, then we are covering with that scrapped part with damp mud in the polythene sheet. Then in order to prevent the water loss, then water may be sprinkled over the wrapped mud at intervals to keep it moist. After few weeks, roots emerge out from the scrapped parts on the stem. At this stage, the stem with newly developed root system is removed from the parent stem to be planted on soil. Example: jasmine, strawberry, guava, lemon, china rose, bougainvillea. Next class, we will discuss about another process, that is grafting. What are you discussing next class? Grafting. Thank you, children.